So this is a full back foam roll. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start your upper back, kind of up by the neck area, but you're gonna put your arms up overhead. You're basically gonna roll from the neck all the way down to just the lower part of thoracic spine, not quite into the low back. Let the arms hang. You can kind of let your breath out as you go down. You're gonna go up and down about 8 to 10 times. You can vary the speed if you want to go faster or slower, but really kind of dig into that tissue to get things moving. You might feel a couple cracks and pops. It's totally fine. Just let your body relax as you roll all the way up and down here.
This is a foam roller snow angel. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna sit on a foam roller, lengthwise, tailbone's gonna go at the very butt end. Top of your head's gonna go on the back of this. Hands are gonna be down. The goal of this is to try to keep your wrists as close to the floor as you can. You're gonna go all the way up. Trying to keep your hands / wrists on the floor all the way to the top. And then you're gonna come all the way back down. If it gets really tight, as you're going up, the arms can't quite go there, still try to go all the way up and over the top. You can kind of gradually, slowly exhale and let the arms slowly sink back down as you come back down. But eventually the goal, as you get better at this, will be the hands are trying to stay in contact with the floor as long as you possibly can. Going all the way up and all the way back down. This is a foam roller open book. Bottom leg is going to be straight along the foam roller. Top leg is going to be at 90 degrees. You're going to keep in contact with the foam roller with this top leg. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be open. So you can turn ahead with it. Give it contact. Foam roller head. Come all the way back. This is called foam roller thread the needle. Your hand is going to be down on the inside of the foam roller. Other hand is going to go behind this arm in front. This left arm, my left arm here, can bend a little bit to give you more thoracic rotation. But what you're going to do is you're going to slide and you're going to reach as far over as you can. Hold it for about a second at the end. And you're going to come back all the way back to the starting position. Roll out as far as you can. And come back. You're going to do that on both sides. So T-spine extension, hips are going to stay down on the ground, arch over the foam roller. You can go to a higher spot up, arch over kind of as far as you feel comfortable doing, come all the way back up. If you find a spot in particular it's a little tighter than another spot, you can kind of stay on that particular spot and continue to mobilize it. This is a banded wall airplane. What you're going to do here is you're going to grab a band, you're going to stretch it across the chest. Okay, I don't want the arms to come away from the chest, bands across the chest. Be in kind of a good golf posture. One foot's going to be on the back wall, the other foot's going to be on the ground. Head's going to stay neutral. You're going to rotate over kind of as far as you can, focusing on maintaining stability and trying to get as much rotation as you can in that torso. And you'll switch sides. This one's called a serratus wall slide. I'm going to show you it with a band. The band's not necessary, but I like the band as it causes you to have to activate the lateral shoulder here and stabilize. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this band, you're going to put it around your wrists. When you're pulling the band, I want your wrists about 12 to 14 inches apart, maintaining the tension. As you can kind of see, when I'm holding this, I don't let my elbows flare. I try to keep my elbows in the forearm fairly vertical, so I'm not letting myself come out in this position as I do it. I'm going to take this foam roller, put it on the wall, start about eye level with myself, pull the hands about 12 to 14 inches apart. I'm going to slide the band up the wall and lean forward. I should feel a good stretch in my lats right underneath my armpits. Hold that stretch for about 3 seconds or so, and you're going to slide all the way back down, making sure the elbows are staying in, not flaring out. Going to go all the way back up. Feel a good stretch underneath there. Going back down.
So this is a hamstring stretch with rotation. What you're going to do is you're just going to take a dowel, a golf club, put it behind your back, use a step or some sort of box to elevate your foot. Doesn't really matter the height. What you're going to do here is you're slightly going to bend your knee and you're going to hinge over. You should feel a good stretch in that hamstring. Just going to keep your head neutral. You're just going to kind of rhythmically rotate side to side. You can do it for time, like 30 seconds, or you can do it where you're rotating 10 reps each way, or a total of like 30 reps, kind of whatever you feel like you want to do, and then you'll switch sides and do both sides.
So this one is a half kneeling club overhead. You're gonna do side bend, rotate, rotate. So what you're gonna be doing here is you're gonna be tipping over the side, side bend, rotate. So I don't want your knee moving at all. You're gonna rotate as far as you can, go the other direction, rotate as far as you can. So that would be considered as one. Side bend, rotate, rotate is one. You're gonna do 3 of those, and then you're gonna switch legs and do the other side. This one's called hip 90-90. If you can kind of see how I'm sitting in this position, my knee is at 90 degrees, and my hip is kind of at 90 degrees as well from my torso. What I wanna do with this one is you can use this as a stretch. So the first part, if you wanna stretch that posterior side, you can hinge over, get a good stretch that way, and hold it. Just try to let the leg relax, get a good deep stretch here. But what we wanna use this for is we wanna use this more as a mobility and deep hip activation exercise. So that's gonna be focusing on the back leg with internal and external rotation. So what you're gonna start with is your hand is gonna be on your ankle, okay? The more you lean away from it, the easier it's gonna be. The more upright you are, the more challenging it's gonna be. I want you to try to be as upright as you can while still being able to achieve full range of motion. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna do hip external rotation, keeping that foot down, lifting just that leg up as high as you can. If you feel like you can only lift it this high, try leaning over a little bit and doing this. If this is way too easy, then like I said, to make it harder, try to be a little more upright. You're gonna do 10 external rotation. Next one's gonna be internal rotation. So to start off, you might need to lean a little bit farther because this one's more challenging, but this knee is gonna stay down and you're going to be lifting that back foot off of the ground. Again, if you can do it easily, make yourself a little bit more upright and really try to lift that leg. If you can't lift it very high, grab the inside of your foot here, inside of your shoe, and kind of give yourself a little bit of a boost. Okay, you're just gonna do 10 of those, and then you just switch sides and repeat. So this is a half kneeling hip flexor stretch. What I want you to focus on with this one is to do a posterior pelvic tilt initially. So what I want to do is I want to flatten this low back and kind of lock in that hip flexor at the origin so it can't move. Because if I don't do that, I can stretch my hip flexor like this. I'm not really doing a whole lot, okay? What I want to do is I want to do that posterior tilt. My back is flat. I feel tension here. That's as far forward as I can go. You're going to hold that. And then if you want to add another layer to it, hands can go over the top and you side bend away while maintaining that position. Then you're going to reset, shake it off, come back into it, do that posterior tilt, tucking those hips underneath, leaning forward, side bending into it. Do that a couple times, then switch sides. This is called hip cars. You're going to go both forward and backwards. So you're going to come into this position here, put your hands on the wall. This way you're going to lift your knee up. Then you're going to bring it out to the side, okay? So you're not just rounding the leg, you're bringing it up like you're opening that hip wide. Then you're going to turn that knee down, foot up towards the ceiling, and you're going to bring it through. So it's up, out, circling around, and through. That's the forward way. The reverse way is the exact opposite of that. You're kicking up like this, and you step up and over, open that hip, bring it all the way around the front, back down. This way. Hip around, back down. This is called a pelvic wall clear. So this is to work a little bit more on that rotation and dissociation of that lower body to increase some more hip rotation. So what you're gonna do, put your hands on the wall. Okay, what this is gonna do is it's gonna help stabilize your upper body. Left leg is gonna go forward. So the goal of this one, you're going to try to keep your upper body fairly stable, rotate your hips into a backswing, and then you're gonna straighten this left leg and drive and rotate your hips as far as you can to the left, maintaining a very stable upper body, using the wall as needed to keep those shoulders nice and square. Rotate back in that backswing. You're going to drive the hips through this direction. And then when you do the opposite side, other leg's going to go forward, and you're kind of repeat the same exact process. Golf club or towel, shoulder stretch. Reach behind your back like this, pulling up and kind of pulling that shoulder open in this position, not being rounded forward, but open, holding that, and then you're going to do the same thing with the top arm. Pulling down. Same thing. Elbow's going to go high on this one. Really kind of giving yourself a nice pull, statically holding that. And you'll do both sides. This one's called a torso wall wash. So your hands are going to go behind your head. The leg closest to the wall is going to be up in this position. You're going to rotate away, and you're going to side bend over. You notice I'm not hinging over. I'm trying to elongate this side over here, and side bend down. Then I'm going to flip it over and go the opposite direction. Okay, you're going to do 5 of these. So that would be 1. Down and back is 1. You're going to do 5 of these on each side, and then you're going to switch.